Austin, what do you take out of winning back-to-back games in a place where it's tough to get wins and kind of riding your defense after a couple weeks ago? That was clearly a tough point for you guys, especially on the road.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good any time to win in the league, but especially against a team that's as competitive as they are. They play super hard. Their coaches do a good job with their schemes and their intensity that they play with. And for us to just be good defensively shows that we're capable of doing. We got to continue to do it. So that's really it.
What have you seen from LeBron and Rui and kind of the physicality in the front court, helping AD low man rotations and how that's tightened up?
Yeah, I mean, those guys are blessed with strength and speed, and they can use it to help us be successful, and that's what they've been doing. So tip your hat to them, two really good players.
Identities aren't built like over the course of like 2 or 3 games, but I mean, where you guys are at defensively over the last 2 weeks, like, did you think this team had that in it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, once we, gelled together, I really buy into what the coaches' schemes are game to game. I feel like, anytime you got, a guy like AD on the back line of defense, you can be a good defensive team. You just got to, have some structure around that. So he anchors our defense, offense, everything, but especially our defense. He basically is our defense, and we got to just help him throughout the course of the game.
When you guys go through a stretch, I know you were missing for some of it, so you weren't at full strength. But when you go through a rough stretch as a team, then see when you come on the other side of it, how does it kind of help the group belief in terms of where the season can go?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're winning is great. We live 2 lives, I think, and you're happy when you win and you're pissed off and sad when you lose. So you just got to believe in the process of what we're doing and doing things the right way. If you do things the right way and you lose, obviously you're not happy, but you can build on the things that you were doing. And I feel like some of those games that we did lose, we were doing that. We were building, we're being process oriented instead of the opposite. So it sucks to go through those stretches, but it is the NBA, and you're gonna have stretches like that.
Well, I'm sure you're frustrated with the missed free throws, but and Rui picking you up with the tip out, I suppose that's something you appreciated.
Nah, I'm not gonna say I'm frustrated because I like both of them, both in and out. Don't feel like I could have shot it any differently. Once in the past, I've completely missed to either left, short, or right, or long. But both these in and out. But I definitely appreciate Rui. With the tip out, my wife even called me and said Rui saved you. So that made me feel worse than I actually did. Whose side you on? But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Rui got the tip out, AR knocked down 2, and we, able to seal a victory.
Well, there were other things that you did certainly to contribute to the victory, AD, but the defense now, this is several games in a row where you guys, it's a good offensive opponent. What are the primary things you think you can kind of cement in as you go home from this point?
Everything that we're doing defensively, we're being physical, we're talking, we're communicating, we're, covering for one another, we're rebounding, our coverages are on point. So we're just flying around doing everything, being gritty, and playing desperate on the defensive end, So anytime we can play like that, when our offense isn't always there, we can rely on our defense, and we just want to carry that into Monday's game.
Obviously, when you guys have watched film throughout the season, right, defensively especially, the focus has been on the breakdowns. But what's it been like seeing these possessions where there was one in the first half today where it was every rotation was where it needed to be, every switch and recovery was where it needed to be. How much more frequently have you seen these kind of almost perfect defensive possession pop up when you've watched your own team play?
Is that kind of what I just kind of answered?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, we, when you look at it, I mean, when we're actually playing, it feels great, it looks great. We can feel the energy, we can feel the swagger that we have defensively. And we're starting to just like do things that we just didn't do during the stretch where we were bad. And it's just kind of like instinctual, if that makes sense. And then when you see it on film, it's like, even more, glorified because of, like I said, it feels good in the game. And then when you watch it, it's just like, oh, damn, we're really good, on all aspects, defensively. So you got to keep that up. It's going to, use the old term, defense win championships, we just got to keep defending.
Effort and execution has been apparent. But in the time you guys actually finally had a few practices.
Yep. I'm listening, Dave.
Did you make any schematic adjustments? Or has it mostly been
defensively?
Yeah, defensively.
No, not really. Obviously, it's game by game. We still have our base defense, and then depending on the matchups, we'll adjust what we want to do. But for the most part, it's just us actually deciding, okay, we need to buckle down defensively and play. We're giving up too many points and too many offensive rebounds, open threes, we're fouling, everything. We're just going fast break points. And we kind of just, cleaned all of that up. It was nothing really schematically that we really done, but because we do our base and we just don't know if we were messing up so many coverages and not covering for one another, not talking, not helping, so you can't really know if your base defense works. And we still stick with our base defense, and we're seeing that it's working right now because we're doing the things that we're supposed to do. And game by game, we'll change how we defend certain guys or certain teams.
There were
Last question.
a couple games like Orlando, Atlanta, where you guys had the lead, and then offensively weren't probably getting into the actions that you wanted to tonight. Getting the rebound and the free throws. How do you feel about the late game offense, and where do you guys have to be a little more crisp?
I actually think we executed pretty good tonight. Rui got an open three in the corner and he just missed. We're drawing, two, three guys sometimes, and we're spraying out, and guys are, just missing shots. But I think we got some good looks. I think we're executing. Had shots at the rim that we just missed. But I think our execution has been there. Obviously, we always can clean it up, but I think we're executing late game.
The schedule came out coming up here, winning twice, considering the way that Sacramento's performed against you guys over the past years was going to be a pretty tall task. To do it defensively, the way you guys did these last 8 quarters, how encouraging is that for you?
Well, I mean, we understood in order for us to be able to at least compete in every game and to win games, we can't rely on offense all the time, and we have to buckle down on defense. And we had I don't know when that was. I think maybe 6-7 games ago, whatever. Our defense was not so good. I think it was that road trip when we went to Miami, whatever the case may be. And from that moment, we just started really, sharpening our defense. And I think our offense is going to come. We understand that. But you can win games in this league when you defend at a high level. We've been doing that over the last couple of weeks.
What were the determining factors in your offensive approach tonight?
I don't know. I just wanted to seize the opportunity. We had an opportunity to get 2, quality wins on the road in a hostile environment versus a really good team, a team that we have not had much success with over the last couple of years. And I just tried to seize the opportunity and, breathe energy into my teammates.
JJ talked about the kind of just your defense, the things that you've been bringing on that end in these last couple of games in the last couple of weeks. You played so many games of defense over the years, but what do you feel like you need to do the most to help the overall product?
Most important is my voice. I always got to make sure that my voice is always commanding and calling things out and letting guys know what things are happening behind the defense. Obviously, you have the point of attack. Sorry. 1 second. you have the point of attack, the guy guarding the ball, and then 9 times out of 10, AD is the anchor. So I just try to guide the rest of the guys behind the back line and let those guys know what's going on behind them. So just try to be in the right place at the right time and also take responsibility of my individual matchups, whoever that case may be that night.
How important is it to have the kind of culture in this locker room where if somebody has it going, like you guys can go to, like it can be anyone's night, like the way it was D'Lo tonight, the way it was Austin on Thursday. How important is that going to be for this team moving forward?
Well, I mean, when it comes to us four, we know that any given night, us four can make plays in bunches to help, to shed a little bit of pressure off the next man, when it comes to us four. So, we've had that over the last couple of years where I've had it going, or D'Lo's had it going, AR's had it going, AD's had it going throughout this whole season, obviously, and in the past. But, it's great to know that you can rely on each other, and if it's games where you're not feeling that well, or as far as rhythm offensively.
I think in the past you don't love talking about your minutes, but JJ.
Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry, Dave.
no,
Sorry, Dave.
you're good.
Hey, DK, 21-0. Don't worry about it. Go ahead. Hey, D-Lo, tell him now.
JJ shared with us the other day that part of his plan moving forward after you took the time away from the team is trying to limit your minute kind of burst to like 5 or 6 at a time. And then I think your minutes have been right around 34 since you come back. What do you think of that plan, and do you think that will help getting through the rest of the regular season?
I don't know. I mean, every day is his own challenge. Obviously figuring out a way to continue to make my foot feel as great as it can be. Obviously paying attention to that, and the plan is what it is. So I've been feeling pretty good, especially after the break. And we see what happens. But I'm playing the game when I'm out there, and I'm making sure that I know what's going on when I'm not out there, throughout the whole course of the game.
Rui's always been a supremely talented offensive scorer. JJ said pregame his attention to detail has gone way higher. Obviously, he makes a huge play for you guys tonight. How much better has he gotten with the little things?
Yeah, I mean, he's been great. I just think, like you said, he's paying attention to detail. He knows what we're doing every single night, and we rely on him. I mean, it's a big piece of our puzzle, and the biggest possession of the game was that offensive rebound versus one of the best rebounding bigs in our league versus Sabonis, and that was just super key, and it helped us win the game.
Thanks, LJ.
All right, yeah, appreciate it. I got to get to my real job now.
Rui, pretty significant play you made. After Anthony Davis missed the second free throw, what were you seeing on that play that kind of led to that back top?
I saw they stopped the Alex Layton, so they knew it was going to be, big offense play. So, the big rebound play. So I was like, because there's three big men in there. So I knew the other guy next to me gonna go to the AD, so I knew I kind of if I push a little bit, I could kind of get a good position, and I can top out. I've been doing that in the whole season. Literally, you guys seen that, but that was much needed. I kind of felt bad that I missed the last three in the corner, so I was like, I gotta get back something, for the team. So yeah, it was a good one.
I think you guys finished double-digit steals as a team. Defensively, you guys seem to have raised your level over the past 2 weeks. What have you seen be the biggest difference for you guys on the end of the floor?
Yeah, that's what we've been focused on this past couple weeks. We've been watching a lot of films about our defense, and especially like this, this away games, we need a defense. And they are obviously their offense team, so we knew they're going to be so aggressive in transition. So we are able to, but this past two games, we are able to run back and kind of, we are good with this transition defense. So I think that kind of helped us, and our half court defense has been great. So yeah.
今日リバウンド11本で今シーズン最多だと思うんですけども、特にその中でも第4クォーターのプレーが素晴らしかったかなと思うんですけど、八村選手個人として第4クォーターのプレーというのはいかがでしょうか。
そうですね、シュート何回か落としてしまったので、そこでいろんなオフェンスの得点だけじゃなくて他のプレーで見せようと思ってそこをチームに勝てるようにと思ってやったので、そこではいいことができたんじゃないかなと思いますね。
でその得点以外だとサボニス選手のブロック、あれタイミングすごい良かったと思うんですけど、狙い通りに。
そうですね、彼行くってこと分かってたので、そこを多分見えてなかったもんで僕も後ろから行ったので、そこをついてタイミング ショットウェイクもしてたので、そこをタイミング狙ってやったので、それが良かったなと思います。
Two game sets like this, you don't get them often in the NBA, where you're able to play the same team consecutive times and have a day in between games. So what did you guys learn as a team in terms of, I guess, game planning, preparation? You know, when you're able to play a team like this, almost like a playoff setting, even though it's not the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I think it's especially in the West Coast, West Conference. So we might see them in the playoffs. We don't know, but I think it was a great practice for us, and especially in their away game. Their home court is pretty good crowd, and we especially last year, we lost the whole season against them. So I think that was a great win for us. I think we won 3 times now. So yeah, that was a good win for us, and yeah, we gotta keep beating those teams on our away game. This gonna be it was a good for us. I think we got our confidence is back now, and yeah, we gotta keep pushing it.
Thanks, Rudy.
Thank you.
JJ, what did you see with Rui and the tip out, and how that kind of typified the way that you've been speaking about him and stepping into doing the things you guys need lately?
Yeah, just a big time play, and just it's a small thing, but just to have the mindset and the effort to try to get an offensive rebound on a free throw. I mean, it seems simple, but they had put their rebounding lineup in. They brought Len in. They brought, had Sabonis in there. It was just a big time play. Another game where we don't shoot the ball well, but our guys fought. Our defense was fantastic, particularly in the half court. When we were able to limit them to one shot, and when we didn't turn the ball over and able to set our defense, it was fantastic. And we've had a number of those type plays on offensive rebounds late game. I think the New Orleans game, even the other night, Gabe and I think it was Max had a big one. Those plays matter, and it certainly mattered tonight when Rui made that play.
By getting these 2 wins and I suppose building defensively the way that you've been talking about, do you feel like that sets something in stone of what you feel like you need to win and you can carry back with you?
I think by playing defense, this team, I believe, was a 5th offensive rated team coming into the first of these 2 games. I don't know what they are after tonight, but they were 5th as of Thursday morning. And if we can give ourselves a chance to win every night and compete every night with our defense, I believe in the long term of our offense and the guys we have, that they're going to be able to make plays and make shots.
JJ, LeBron was in attack mode early, and a lot of it was right at the basket, at the rim. Was it something about the matchup specific for him that you saw him take advantage of?
We had their bigs lifted. Yeah, so just middle of the floor, bigs lifted. Giving them a lane to roll, a lane to drive. I thought the 2-man stuff with him and D'Lo, whether it was middle of the floor in the first half or on the side in the second half, was really good for us.
And do you guys say anything to AD at this point? Because there's been, over the last several years, some free throw situations where he hasn't made in late game.
Yeah, I think that as a player, that stuff can weigh on you. I trust him. I believe in him. He'll be in those situations again, and I'm confident he's going to make the shot. It didn't, this in the Orlando game, I'm not deterred in terms of having the basketball in his hands, with under 30 seconds.
JJ, it's hard to win one game on the road. To beat a team twice in a row like this was obviously going to be a challenge when you guys saw the schedule. How critical was the energy from you guys right away in this game? On both sides of the floor. Do you feel like that kind of set a tone and an expectation?
It did. I've felt our defense early, and coming in both these games to be able to get off to the defensive start we did, where the crowd's not necessarily into it early, and it gives you a little bit of confidence on the road. I thought our energy on the bench was great. And that stuff, all that stuff matters on the road. And I really do believe it was, the way we started these two games defensively is ultimately what gave us a chance to win, because that defense carried over for 4 quarters in both games.
JJ, 10 steals tonight. It feels like you guys have been in the passing lanes a bit more the last couple of weeks. Is that something you guys are scheming up? Is that just kind of the player's instinct combination?
Yeah, we're emphasizing certain things in terms of our physicality, in terms of our body positioning on shifts and low man, trying to, teams make us play in a crowd. We want teams to play in a crowd against us too.
This is incredible. AD, I think he had 9 blocks. I'm sorry, had 9 blocks over the last 2 games. What do you think about his defensive effort, especially when he didn't have the offensive output that he had tonight?
Yeah, I would say there's a number of factors that have helped our defense improve over the last 11 games. I could go down the list of those, but the reality is we are not going to be a good defensive team. We can't be a good defensive team unless he's fully engaged on that end. And I challenged him a few weeks ago, and he's been unbelievable ever since. And that starts with trying to get back and load in transition. It starts with his physical box outs, his talk. His demeanor has been great for the past few weeks, and it's a big reason why our defense has been so good.